That's what I'm saying. Hello, hello. Could I swap you with this one? Actually, leave that one on because we might switch to it. But can you have this one too? Can you say something?
Hello. Working?
This one. Oh, actually,
Thank you.
No, it goes blank, just like a presentation. I think your presentation went away. Can you share your screen, please? Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
All this is not going to show. It's only this. Yeah. Yeah, wait, that's weird. Can you go to the next slide for me?
No?
Can you check on the. Oh, okay. Oh, it's because when Chrome doesn't see any part when it's visible, it puts it in the background. Oh, you're right about that. One more minute and we can get started. Sorry to keep you. Okay, you're good to go.
Okay.
Feel free to introduce yourself.
Okay. So assalamu alaikum, everyone. Yeah. Okay, so my name is Mayna Khala, and I work as a user experience researcher, which is just a fancy word saying that you study how people interact with everyday things. So first, I would like to thank everyone for coming in this really cold weather, and I promise this will be beneficial for everyone. So I would like this to be interactive, so would like to have some participation. So we'll start. Yeah. So I'll start by showing images for something you use every day in your everyday life. So first, I would like to look at this door. So imagine that you walk up to this door right now. Do you push or pull to open this door? How many will push the door? Why? Okay. Okay.
Definitely push first.
Okay. Why?
There's no grabbable handle.
Okay.
I think it is easier to push. You put your fingers behind this thing and see, it's hard. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Okay, so yeah, when you look at this door, you see this flat panel, which is give you an indication that it's a push, but at the same time, it has this handle, which is could give you a confusion that whether it's a pull or push. So let's see the realities. So it's a pull, and so when you look at this, the designer has to put a sign to say to tell the user that door is a pull, not a push, which I call this a design crime because it's not really showing the user what they're supposed to do, and the user have to. They just put the sticker just kind of like a band-aid to cover the bad experience that they have for the user. So now let's look at the second example. What do you think of this one? Pull. Okay. Yeah, this is easier because you see the handle tells you it's a pull, and it just give you that indication that it's a pull, so it's obvious. So
but the other side is the same.
it has the same handle,
Yeah,
so
then
it's
confusing.
yeah, it's still a little bit confusing, yeah, but it's a pull from both sides, yeah. That
Sorry.
I
There's
think is it.
feedback.
Let me see. I think I
Just you can mute your laptop.
I think it's already muted. Oh, let's see.
The volume on the laptop.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. All right. So when you look at this door, it's only has that flat panel, which is make it easy for you. Like you don't, when you walk in, you don't even have to think whether it's you need a push or pull. You don't pause and think about it. You just like walk through it, not even noticing that there is that you need to push or pull. So this is considered a good design because it will not make the user pause and think about what they need to do next. So just move to the next one. This is just one book recommendation. I would say if you want to learn more about this topic, it's called Don't Make Me Think. It just mostly focus on you don't have to let the user think when you design. So there's a concept called normal doors, which is it's the door where the design tells the user to do the opposite of what they are actually supposed to do. So the door will give the user a signal and needs a sign to correct it. And this concept will not apply only for doors. It applies for anything you're using. It applies for websites, for apps. So if you have in a website a button that's not it's not obvious if it's clickable or not, or the search bar is hidden, then that tells you that means that you created a digital normal door. So that concept applies to everything, not just doors. So this is yeah, sure.
So the idea that it is describing something that does not really match with what your brain tells you.
Yes.
That is clear. Why is it called Norman though? What does
So
it have to do with Norman?
yeah, Norman is the author of this book, the designer of everyday things, and he has these concepts where he was talking about different doors and how doors are not giving you the signifiers that you're. So yeah, so he called it Norman doors. So it's yeah. Okay, and there, as if you looked it up online, there's some videos that explain it more. But yeah, this is a concept that everyone going to the field of UX, they know this Norman doors. Okay. Okay, so now think about the last time you used an app, a website, or a physical product, and you felt frustrated. Maybe you clicked a button, it did nothing happened, or you couldn't find a checkout button. Can anyone tell me what did you think at that moment, if anyone can remember any experience?
Yeah.
Anyone?
You're like, what were they not?
Okay.
Why is this even there?
Especially if I'm not sure about the product, I just say screw it and then I leave.
Okay. Um, okay. Yeah.
Like
Anyone?
usually with me, if I run into like issues like this, I like delete the app right away.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
The more resistance that I encounter, I feel like it just makes it harder to use the app, and then I
Yeah. So yeah, you felt like frustration. Some people would actually blame themselves. They would think that they're not tech savvy or they did something wrong, which is actually it's the design mistake. It's not the user's mistake. So that's an important thing, that you don't want the user to feel that frustration. So yeah, if a user makes a mistake, it's usually the design's fault, not the user's fault. And the research helps us understand how people naturally react to things and how they can. So we have to design things that are intuitive. Um, Empathy, it's very important when you design things, because you want to design for people, you want to empathize with them. So and by using empathy and research to uncover what users actually need. So with empathy, you need to listen to the users, what they want, what their frustrations, any pain points, instead of guessing their habits. And the empathy is not just about feeling bad for the user, it's understanding their context. And by saying understanding their context, you also have to think about their environment they are in at that moment. Are they holding something with their hands, or are they walking towards a bus, or are they maybe they may be stressed about something? So you need to think about like different scenarios when you design for them.
Now, this context is product specific or service specific,
It's
not generalized.
It's in yeah, any product. Like could be physical product, could be even an app, because they could be walking, holding their phone, using the app. So you think about the environment they are in. Okay, this is one of the my favorite illustrations in the UX design. So if you look at this, so you look at the left side, you see that this baby mobile, the and the parents, they like it, they approved it, they paid for it, they are the stakeholders. They think it's a cool product, cute animal faces, and but they did not think from the baby's perspective. What the babies can see is not cute animal faces. So you have to think about this when you design what the users who's using that product. So not think about your client, your stakeholder. Yes, you have to keep everyone in mind, but think about users first. So empathy, it's you need to focus about function, usability, and accessibility. When a product is broken, confusing, or exclusive, it's a sign that creators did not have enough empathy to see past their own experience. So I'm going to talk about each one: the function, usability, and accessibility. So with function is, does it actually work? Does the project work for the product work for the users? So before it looks good, it must solve the problem. So we need a good design. I'm not saying we don't need a beautiful and good designs, but it must solve the problem first for the user. And the research indicates that 73% of users will abandon the app. And actually, you just said it, like you will just abandon the app immediately. So that's important, that the app should be functional and solve the problem that intended for the user. Then we talk about usability. So can the user figure out what's you figure out without a manual? Can they actually work with it without needing any instructions? For example, as we see the example for the doors, they needed a sign to tell them to push or pull. So we must design the product where the user can actually use it without even thinking. And look at the statements with its Jacob's law. It's users spend most of their time on their sites. This means they expect your site to work the same way as everyone else. So when you design something, if there is a specific pattern that works for the user, then make sure that you don't change it. You don't try to come up with something new or reinvent the wheel. As long as it's working for the user, then keep it. Next thing is accessibility. Can everyone use it, regardless of their circumstances? So ensure that people with permanent, temporary, situational disabilities can actually use the product. And always think about accessibility. It's not a feature, it's a human right. And when we talk about different disabilities, so permanent, it's something that's lifelong disability, or it's a long term. So someone, for example, could be someone born with one arm, or someone lost an arm. So that's a permanent disability. And when we think about temporary, it's just a short term situation. So maybe, for example, someone broke their arm, it's in a cast, and now they are able to use one arm. And for the situational disabilities, think about someone, maybe a parent holding a baby in their arms. So at that moment, they can use one arm only. But this is a situational, because it will change based on the situation they are in. So it's based on their environment. Yeah, so for accessibility, always make sure you design for everyone. So for example, this is a classroom that's designed exclusively just for the right-handed students. So all the desks are for right-handed, but we need to think about other users. Okay, this is a nice video. It's a short one. I just want to play that. What the sound play? I should, for just a little bit.
Hello, I'd like to open a bank account. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one. Access for everyone. When your world lights up, EDF.
So what do you think after seeing this video? Anyone would like to?
Disabled people, the line is difficult for them, like what we saw now. It's difficult for us.
Yes.
It's a perspective where, like, if I put myself in how they see the world, you know, like, I'm just seeing this me uncomfortable, but at the same time, like, it was very thought provoking.
Yeah.
Gives you a perspective, like,
Right.
just by watching this ad, I think I understand better how when someone has a disability, how do they feel?
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Anyone else would like to add anything? Okay. So yeah, this is really an excellent example to show you the importance of empathy and importance of accessibility with video design. For in websites, so make sure that like screen readers can read the text for them. Also, even with the colors you're using, like don't use like a high, use a high contrast color, but not like something really they can tolerate. Also with animations, like don't use a lot of animations, because some people with like specific, could be mental issues, could affect them. So there's a lot of things, like really it's like very detailed. It's like, yeah, it's I'm sure they do. Yeah. They a lot of companies. Apple doesn't.
Yeah, at 26, the latest operating system.
Okay.
They're pretty sure they did. I would like your opinion after the if you have updated.
Okay, I'm not accessibility specialist, but I can look at it. Yeah. But yeah, like even some people would sue companies if their products is not designed for accessibility. Like they would sue like the website or an app. So it's important that they design for them as well. So yeah, next I'll talk about UX research briefly. So user experience research is critical part for the user experience design process. So you need to conduct research so designers can create products that are more user-friendly, intuitive, and effective. And there's a lot of research methods that we can use. And I'm gonna just talk briefly about each of these methods. So with user interviews, it's like one-on-one the conversation with the users. And you can start with the small number of participants, like 5 to 10 people, that's enough. So that would help you dive deep into their what their motivations, what their frustrations, what's their needs, any pain point they have with the product. And the surveys, it's questionnaires you send to a large group of people, so like hundreds or thousands, because you need to get a quantitative feedback, and that will yeah, that's for the surveys. Then we have the usability testing. So for the usability testing, you can give users some tasks to perform, maybe, for example, into your website. So you can ask them, purchase this shirt, or you can ask them to put something in a shopping cart. So, and see, and you just observe how they do that. You just observe if they get stuck somewhere or if they have any frustration. With the card sorting, it's mostly for the information architecture of your website or your app. So how your information are laid out in the website, how your navigation system is designed. So you give the users some information and have them group them into categories. With A/B testing, you will have two designs for like doing the similar thing. So design A and design B. So half of the participants will see design A and the other half will see design B, and you just observe which one will perform better. Okay, so I'm gonna just read the statements and I wanna see if you agree or disagree with this one. So users want a fully customizable dashboard where they can move every widget and change every color to make it theirs. What do you think?
Sounds like an assumption.
Okay. Anyone else?
Too much work for the user.
Okay.
I mean, Android people, a lot of Android users want that. All the Linux users want that. I guess on the application.
Okay. Okay. So I'll show you the data. Which research shows that 80 to 90% of users never change the default settings. Decision fatigue is a major UX challenge. Users don't want to build the dashboard. They wanted to anticipate which 2 or 3 metrics they need based on their role. So some customization is fine, but do not over customize things for the users. Okay, so
okay. Simple is better, right? If it does the job well.
Yes.
Instead of like, if everything is configurable, right? Then it becomes very complicated, and you might spend a lot of time making these changes.
Yes.
And 2 hours later, the work that you have to do is still right there, right?
Right. Yeah.
But it bothers the nerds. They just want to complain that it's too simple. Yeah. I have a different opinion.
Okay.
I feel like the people like on a young age, they are more intuitive and they want to play more. Yeah. In terms of like mixing this, puzzling with this and see what looks something special. And I realized this while I'm working with some of my colleagues. Yeah. So like their Gmail chart and their calendar chart are looking different. Okay. And we usually never try to touch like 80-90% of. I'm in those categories, like 80 to 90%. Oh, okay. Who don't want to change much, but yeah, that's what my imagination. Right. Yeah. It's interesting to.
Changes so much with time. It changes so fast that it is, it's very difficult for, especially ladies or men also. I mean, sometimes they can, the phone changes so much that, to knowing the details and everything, they don't want, they want to work about that. They have other things that they have to take care about.
Yes.
But usually, if they can manage, they can manage, and then or they can know the details, then they will do it. Otherwise, they cannot.
Yeah.
Men can relate to this when their wives move where the cuts used to be. Why did you move it? It was here.
Okay.
I guess like you just don't want the app, or if it's a digital product, you don't want it to be like a learning curve.
Yes.
constantly update.
Right.
You
Yeah.
want to keep it as simple, as long as it performs the functionality.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I still haven't updated my iPhone from the last update. I'm like, I don't want all that like too much going on.
Yeah.
Like,
That's exactly my problem with the latest update.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, it gives me headache because of all those animations.
Yeah.
I just can't look at the way when you click a drop down box, right? And when the way it dances and then it just goes disappears, it's just
Uh-huh.
giving me a headache.
Yeah. So probably they did not do a good research. Yeah. And I guess it depends on the product really. So whether it's like customization makes sense or not. Okay, let's look at the next one. Users will gladly create an account to save their progress or get personalized experience during checkout or onboarding.
No one
I think
gladly
that's an
creates
assumption.
accounts.
Okay.
I mean, for personal experience, I'm like, I want to check out as a guest. I don't want to.
Okay.
I'm not interested in setting up an account.
Anyone has different opinion?
I feel like a lot of times it's like when they're looking the users, usually there are ladies also like, they would like to drive certain cars and certain things. So usually when they are talking about those things, but they are not going to the group, to the people, those who are,
Mm-hmm.
they're not sort user and doing so many things
Yeah.
like that. So as going to the tail, yeah, I feel like that.
Yeah.
I guess.
So this is like misleading when you ask somebody after like 30 minutes of shopping, then
Mm-hmm.
you need to create account.
Yeah.
Misleading.
Yeah. You had a comment? Mm-hmm.
I'd love to make an account for that. But if it's like some those who are interested in the cars also, so you have to include.
As long as like there's an incentive.
I'm not, but I know
Yes.
someone.
Okay.
Like, for example, this is residential. You're buying a fridge or something. Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
You make a good point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So let's see the data. So 19% of US shoppers will abandon the cart instantly if a site forces them to create an account and save their information, even if they like the product. And also the data shows that guest checkout generates 59% of all orders, even though registered users will spend more money. But it's
So that confirms her point and my
Yeah.
point together.
kind of.
So if you shop from the same place over and over again, then yeah, you're likely to set up an account.
Yes.
Versus a one-off buyer.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go.
Yes, exactly.
Not just that, it's worth it to bully users and to like creating an account. Yeah, like you lose 60%, but if you're selling like cereal and whatever, like who cares if you lost 60%? If the remaining 40%, you're gonna come back 10 more times. Actually, I was thinking it should be more, not 90, maybe more than 50%.
Okay.
59. I mean, 90% already.
I mean, they should not force the account so they can okay. All right, so let's move to next slide. So this is just a nice illustration that shows the difference between the UX and UI. So I'm sure you heard these two terms, user experience and user interface. So user experience is just about the interaction. It's the interaction between the user and the product, like how they navigate it. And during that, when you do the user experience, you create wireframes, prototypes, you work on the information architecture. You also do user research. But the user interface, it's just about visuals. It's about the look and feel of the website or the app, the colors you're using, the icons, any graphics, the layouts, the typography. So that's the difference. So user experience focus on the experience of the user, makes it enjoyable experience, easy for them. But the UI, it's about the look and feel of the website.
So question.
Yeah.
When you're engaging with a professional that designs visuals for websites and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
or even apps that let's just say website artists, are they usually trained in both or one or the other?
You mean the
UX and UI?
So some companies would have dedicated person doing the UI, and they would have dedicated people doing the UX, and that the larger companies, like even they would have someone in charge of the design system, someone in charge of the graphics, someone. So they would have like different people do different things. If it's smaller company, they might have one person do the UI, UX, and even the research. So it depends on the company. Yeah. Okay, this is also another illustration famous in the UI UX world. So if you look at this image on the left side, so when you look at the ketchup product, it's made of glass. It looks nice, and it looks premium as a premium product. But this one, it looks it's a plastic. It's flexible, and it just sits upside down. So that's in terms of the UI. Now look at the UX of this one. So the glass one, it's in order for the user to be able to use it, they have to shake it, maybe tip it, and eventually they might get more ketchup than they need because they cannot control the quantity. But the other one, they just squeeze and they get the amount they need, and which we call this a user-driven design. So this is, yes, this looks better, but this is more usable for the user, easier to use. So I'm gonna, this is just, yes, user experience could be applied to anything. So it's not about the physical product, it's also applied to websites, application, even services. It would apply to that. And it's, as I said, it's not about visuals. It's about the interaction between the user and the product or the service and how they feel about their experience. So what do you think of this one? Is it a good or bad design? It looks cute, right?
For left-handed guys,
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's a cute bug, but it will poke your eyes. So, so yeah, yeah, that's example how the design will, yeah. Okay.
I believe it was designed especially to give the impression like this.
We don't know. Okay. All right. So let's look at this one. So this is the climate control panel in my car, and I've been driving this car for 9 years. And every time I'm getting confused by the AC off text. So every time I look at it, I'm confused whether is it a status, it is telling me that the AC is off, or it's a command telling me press this button to turn the AC off. So yeah, I call this again design crime. And one of the ideas they would do maybe have the light indicator like this one, and if it's green, I know it's on. So just make it easier. But I don't know if anyone has a different solution for that. Yes. Okay.
You have the same frustration.
Wow.
No, I think it's universal. Oh, you're feeling the air.
It's a challenge when it's winter because the air will be cold for a while, and it's a challenge in summer. The air will be hot for a while till it start cooling. So that's when I start feeling confused.
Can you give me one example? Like,
Yeah.
Look at the elevator, correct? So I was standing with my friend. I need to go up. Then, so I supposed to like press the up, correct? Yeah. Then he told me, no, I should press the down because I need him to come to me. I told no, I need to go up. So, so it's like that. Your understanding about the things. Like,
Mhm.
Relative versus absolute.
Yeah. Okay. So now I want to hear your experiences. So think about product you use, whether it's an app, website, or something you have in your kitchen, in your house, and that's always give you a bad experience. and that might make you feel wrong every time you use it. So I want to know what's the product, what is the design crime in that product, and how would you improve it?
I have one. So my TV remote actually, I bought a new one, and the remote, the volume up and volume down, it's in a different location. So basically, it's in the right is the volume up, and the left is the volume down. And it's super confusing because when you try to volume down, actually you need to find and take your remote and see where's the volume down in order to figure out where's the how to lower the volume. And I believe there is a standard. It should be up and down, and they should be one in the top and one in the bottom. So yeah, that's one.
Yes.
One product.
I got one. I think in the last few years, maybe it's been going for a while, but all the new computers have inverted mouse. So it's really like, why would you change that? Like when you go up, yeah. Like the scroll is backwards, and it's like, when you want to scroll up, you're gesturing up, right?
Oh, okay.
But the newer computers is actually scrolling down, so it's not. It's like it's really confusing.
So I think in the past it was the direction of the scroll bar.
Yes.
At some point, Apple introduced natural scrolling.
Yeah, but then they inverted it. So if in the beginning it was fine, but then they introduced some. I think it's called natural scrolling. That's where it was like inverted scrolling, and that just that's super. But people like that.
Okay.
So my pet peeve, okay? Okay. So Mac OS, right? 26. Okay. I'm mad at them. Like, seriously.
Clearly.
And it's not just that. It's iPad, iPhone, like everything. They ruined everything for me, basically.
Okay.
So for example, like if you go to mail or any search box, right? So you go to the search box, and depending on the content underneath, if there is any text underneath, now when you're trying to type in the search, you can't see what you're typing.
Yes.
Sometimes the search box disappears because it is transparent, right?
Yes.
Like she was saying, the liquid glass, right?
Yeah.
I'll piggyback on this one. My pet peeve, again, with the update, is the search is at the bottom, not at the top.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they why would you do that? So this is called moving my cheese. Like they moved my cheese. Why?
Actually, funny. On 26, they also moved the volume because volume used to be on the bottom. Now it's on the top. So now I have to track my eyes to check what the volume placement.
Huh? Oh, it's not sharing?
So it's like you train the user for
years,
exactly, and then you all of a sudden change things for some reason.
Seems I lost connection. You lost your network connection. Oh, the Wi-Fi dropped, I think.
Try going to another website.
I mean, it's showing the Wi-Fi is not connected. There.
Click on Wi-Fi. Just and then there you go.
Okay.
I should not
Okay. Let me share again. Okay. Okay. Anyone else would like to share any experience they have?
Oh, I have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, on the Android one, if you open like any ARA or anything, when you go back, it just exits the whole app. No, like it goes back to the home page. It doesn't go back to the page you're at, and then you have to like go back. WhatsApp does this too, actually, with communities.
Sound like Android.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
It's okay. With communities, if you're like looking at a chat, you click back, takes you back to the home page. If you want to go to another chat in the community, then you have to go back to the community and then go back.
Oh, okay.
It's super clear sky. You have that too, right? Yeah. So it's not an Android thing. It's just changed.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he has that.
Oh no, it is the thing. So
Yeah, go back. Oh, it takes you here.
The question was in the kitchen.
It's not necessarily anywhere. Yeah, you would like to add some?
How much of those pieces, like designs that kind of force you to, of course, like people with change how they've always do something. This isn't a personal issue, but like it's something I've heard that like the newer models of cars sometimes, like they instead of having the regular gear shift, they have like it looks like a volume.
Oh yeah, yeah.
People accidentally try to change the volume, but then they change their gear. And I just think that's like, maybe you should have changed something that people were really used to and just kind of change it now.
That's true.
Yeah, and that actually applies to Jacob's laws. I mentioned that if something works for the user, don't try to change it. Like why would we create something different? They've already been using it. It's working for them. So why we do change it?
But for example, if you are a UX designer, let's say you are on the Apple UX design team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Apple UI, it's been perfected, right? I mean, the desktop experience peaked in the 90s, like in the early 2000s. That's when it peaked, right? So if I am such a guy, right, I am getting a fat paycheck every month. How do I justify my existence? That's why I decide to move your cheese. That's why I decide to bring transparency and all that stuff, right? I mean,
but it's also interesting because sometimes you want to train your audience to something new, right? Like so now the gear shifters used to be here, then they eventually came here. So and now they're like either the knob or the touch screen. So I think eventually you get used to it, right? And then it's like which one's more convenient, right? Like the amount of energy used doing this or this.
Right when you get used to the new design, then change it again. So what does it?
I mean, right, they will get used to it, but I mean, change it if it's solving a problem.
Exactly.
Like, let's say if it's working well, there's no issue with it, then why change it? But if you've done some research and there is some issues with that design, then yes, try to think of a new solution.
But here's a big one where BlackBerry used to be a big thing, right? Like so everybody needed a keyboard, but then Apple came out and said you don't need a keyboard, you can just type on the screen. So I mean, this is very subjective of which one is better. With the keypad, you can probably type without looking, but on the screen you can't feel where you are.
Yes.
Unless you're so trained with
using
swipe. But I don't know. That's a very subjective thing.
Yeah, sure.
I have a question. Like, think about the user interface and user experience. Like, Amazon is the best website for shopping. For example, when you write a keyword, you will get all of the brand, the price, the shopping now, free shopping, all of these information, correct?
Yeah.
So why I need to create something new if this is something optimal and they spend millions of dollars to adapt this one? Why?
Yeah.
All of the websites should be like similar to Amazon.
I mean, from like concept, you mean like how easy to navigate, or you mean the design itself?
Yeah.
People start, they usually start using some of the things, but with time, basically, the age groups, basically. So the new people can learn so many other things, and so that way, usually, when they start, sometimes people don't think that things can be used, but then as the other people can use it, then basically, it now changes.
Right. Yeah.
The other people are old, so they cannot do certain things, and the others can do so many other things. So with time, that changes. Same thing with us. It's not them. It's just could be anybody. I'm saying as they become acceptable and using certain things, the new things they say, we can never do certain things, but with time, it changes.
Yeah,
but
that's
it
true.
takes many years to make those.
Another good example, for example, price line. If you just reserve something, you can see, like, for example, evening, morning, and you see like the non-stop, multi-stop, and you can see everything in one page. So it's like I think these some things like if the other website they just copy. I don't know if they could like just mimic what they already did.
I think he's talking about this concept. I remember I read somewhere it's called affordance.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, so
Yes,
basically
affordable.
like
Yeah.
you can lean on your experience using something similar,
Yeah.
and that leading you to effectively use this new website
Right.
or app
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
Mhm.
That's what you yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But one thing actually, so some of these components are visual stuff. There is a patent for it. So for example, Pizza Hut, they have the patent for searching on the store, where you, in the map. Technically, you can give like a zip code and it will go on the map and show you where's the store in your area. They have a patent for that. So that's why those you cannot use the same logic of these. What?
That's used everywhere.
Yeah,
Like banks are using it.
yeah, but they actually had a patent. I think finished expired before a couple of years. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, there is a lot of patents like this in
Yeah.
visual stuff. So yeah, be careful when you use anything because it may get in trouble.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, so just the last thing I'm gonna talk about is a process called the double diamond, and that's a process when you design a product. So when you look at this, you have two diamonds. So the first one is focus on designing the right things. So with this one, the phase one where you do the research. So with the research, you diverge. So you can't no. So you start with the research, do the primary research, do the secondary research. So you just gather information that you need, and then you start to converge. With the research, you're trying to identify the problem. You try to identify what the issue is that you're trying to solve. And with the define phase, you start to converge, where you come up with the insights, themes, any opportunities areas, and questions, like how about with questions. So the second diamond is now designing things right. And with that, you start with the ideation. So ideation, you're diverging again. With ideation, you come up with as many ideas as you can to solve that problem. Then once you're done with the ideation process, you go to the implementation, where you start to build, test, and iterate. And you can repeat this as many times as you want till you come up with the product that works for your user. And even at any point, you can go back and do research. So it's like an iterative process.
What's HMW?
This is how might we. So like how might we?
How might we?
Yeah, it's like a question. They use it a lot in workshops, like how might we solve this issue, or how might we make this works for the user, or it depends on what problem you're trying to solve. So
the first half of the diamond is just trying to figure out what the question is.
yes, what's the problem you have? What are you trying to solve? Because you don't want to jump in to start designing the product. Like if you have like an app idea, but you want to know what are you trying to solve, who's your audience, you have to think all about that. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people skip that part. They think, oh, I have this product idea. They will just jump to the design without thinking, are we solving a problem or not? Yeah.
I would never imagine it's half.
Yeah.
Like maybe first like 10 minutes, you know? Half the design process.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. So anyone would like to, they have questions or would like to reflect about anything? Yes, go ahead.
Can you share maybe about your work, which industry you work for,
Okay. So yeah, I work for ADT Securities. So the home security systems. So the focus in my work is currently we're redesigning the app. So just making the experience works better. I'm mostly doing just research. So
do you get to do research with the physical products as well?
sometimes with physical products, yeah, but a lot of it, like mostly it's on the digital side, which is the app experience. So I do like user interviews, surveys, usability testing. So all this. I'm sorry.
You're on the UI, the UX.
In the UX, yeah.
UI or UX?
UI. It's they have it both together, but yeah, I'm more in the UX research. Yeah, yeah.
If if I give you like for example website and it tells me is it bad or good. So for example, do they have some score or criteria? For example, how much time the user spend to go to a checkout or to do something, or how much of time they do not like did any kind of purchase, or do you have like something artificial intelligence which can tell you if the website is good or bad or something like that?
Like in AI, you mean?
Like
There's usually heat maps on a website, so
Analytics,
the
yeah.
developers know where you spend the most time in what part of the website. So they're called, I believe, heat maps.
Yeah, there's like analytics also, like they gather data, like how many people would drop the before they make a purchase, or how many people like where they drop the during the process.
Yeah,
Also,
how do you interpret this statement? If it's red, means they go there a lot.
Yeah. So like, there's some code, essentially also in Instagram as well. So where you're kind of hovering and looking at, they know which, even though there's so many posts, they know where you're really hovering, and they'll give you the same videos based on what you're kind of previewing. So it's algorithms. Yeah. So there is behind the scenes, there are stuff that's tracking your cursor, tracking your your finger movements and all that
So
stuff.
how can I know that, for example, this website has a problem because of the checkout is not clean, something like that?
so if you like, if the data shows that a lot of people will stop there, they will drop the experience, then you will know, okay, there is something wrong with the checkout process, and then that when you go to the do further research to know what's the problem is. So this data sometimes it shows you there is an issue in one part, or maybe a lot of people will not continue with the onboarding process, let's say, and you want to know why they're not continuing that process, then you can do some research, and so you can find out why there's they drop the experience.
How did you choose like some inside the user identity? Like for example, if you ask computer science, probably they will go over the website very clear. But if you ask the average person, they will like struggle.
Yeah, so when you do the research, you need to do that with the actual users. You're not gonna interview someone not using the product, so you have to make sure that you're talking to actual users, and also you talk to different like age groups, different maybe ethnicities. It depends on what the product is, but you have to consider everyone, and but you have to talk to actual users. You do not, like, for example, I work in the home security system. I always, when I interview people, I make sure I talk to people and they have a security system. They're using it. They're using the app. Yeah.
So what triggered ADT to redesign? Like, what were some complaints from the users?
Um, I mean, not like complaints. It's just making it a better experience. Also, they moving to the, so they were focusing more into do it for me experience. Now they do it yourself experience. So they want to make the app works for everyone. Just make it easier for them so they can install the products themselves. Yeah.
Quick question.
Mhm.
There's an emergency, right? And the guy or gal, they just want to reach out to you guys. How do they do that?
What?
As an example, let's say there's an emergency, right? The guy might be shaking and, nothing, like, for example, dialing 911, let's say when you know someone in the house with a gun,
Yeah.
or, maybe even there's an incident or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
So like at that point, I mean, it seems trivial to think about dialing 911, but in a situation like this, when adrenaline is pumping, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's nearly impossible for a lot of people, right? So for example, iPhone, etc. What they've done is, and possibly Android as well, is instead of having to dial 911 now, you can just press and hold these buttons, and then we'll show you those options. It's very easy to just like say emergency services, right? And
Yeah.
so has ADD done anything like that, and anything similar? I guess.
So if your system is monitored, so it's connected to monitoring center, and if your something triggered your system, then it's gonna send the alarm to the monitoring center. They will call you to check on you. If you did not respond, then they will send the emergency services. Yes.
So it's auto triggered basically. You don't have to even you don't even have to like do that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Question: as far as temporal or time,
Mm-hmm.
can you give us an idea of the journey of like the two diamonds that you posted?
Yeah.
Can you give us a little bit of, in terms of time wise, from A to B, what we're looking at?
It really depends on the product. It depends on the like how complicated your product is. Also, it depends on, like, some companies would start with like MVP first, so they will just want to make something works, but they will keep working on the process to improve it, to just to enhance the product. But they would start with like something small and keep adding and improving. So it's really, there is no like specific timeline.
I can give you an example of this.
One second. So the MVP is on the second half of the second diamond. Then at that point, where you're iterating.
Yes, you're iterating, but still you can go back and do more research, because you might like solve like few issues, just kind of something quick. But yes, you can go back and to add more features. Yeah.
So at OCI, so Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, so we're designing a service, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's related to zero trust networking. But basically, so we are implementing the actual functionality, right? Because so there are functionality that you can implement without any regard to the user interface.
Yeah.
Right. So this is backend service or that kind of stuff, right? But it's all still driven through use cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have the user experience, right? So there's like specific guys, like senior guys from different teams.
Mm-hmm.
Their job is just to do the wireframes.
Yeah.
And basically think about what is the Oracle design language,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And the different patterns from a user experience perspective. And in order for you guys to achieve this task, here are the various ideas, and then here's our suggestions, and then we kind of interact with them and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So the example I'm giving you right now, that specific product got canned, unfortunately, but basically, I like about 7 to 8 months while the implementation was going on, the UX was basically still in the works, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on what you're trying to do. The UX design could take like as long as the implementation, it can all be done in parallel. Like it all depends.
Yeah.
How complicated it is, how large the surface area is, for example, right? The use cases, the interaction.
So it doesn't have to be linear.
It is not linear.
No.
It's very iterative in nature. And sometimes you think you have a good design, from a UX perspective and whatnot, and then it goes to most of these big companies have something called some kind of RVs, review boards. It goes there and then they just give you a giant pile of feedback, and then you go back, and then now it's another 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be exhausting, but
Yeah.
the point is that at the end of the day, it's something that hopefully looks nice,
Mm-hmm.
and the experience is nice.
Yeah.
In short, I would say, I am non-tech guy. I don't know what that's here. I'm not from Reflect, but yeah, the point is like whatever you think about any idea, you just build that and then go to the market and visit your clients and ask them to use it.
Yeah.
Thousands of people will ask them, hundreds of people will give you the feedback. And this is I'm saying from my perspective, because I'm doing that.
Sure.
And I'm learning. Like every day I'm going to I'm in health tech. So I'm going to my doctor offices and other relevant clients, and sometimes they give, hey, I have this option. Yeah, that's how I can engage it. Yeah. So then I ask my team, hey, this is the feedback from the doctors, you need to implement it. And that's how you are enhancing your product. And that's new kind of feature you are building. So I would say, you come with the idea, you build it, go to the market, and retweet. Like again and again, it is saying retweet. It's always retweeting. It's never, see, every year iPhone is upgraded. Every technology product is upgraded. So how? Because they are learning from the user experience, and they are implementing this as a design.
We have a question.
question from Tawheed Center. Do you mind increasing the volume on your laptop?
Yes.
One more question.
Yeah, one more question. Tawheed Center,
I can hear echoing.
just ask them to type it.
Yeah, if they can type it.
Yeah. Tawheed Center, can we type the question? I think we're getting some feedback on our side. Yeah, it's because your mic is nearby, right? Yeah. No. How would we fix that?
I mean, she could probably mute.
But then they
Try now.
Oh,
Okay.
There.
Just one second.
Hello?
Hello, yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you now. Go ahead, please. Okay. It's still feedback, right?
Yeah.
I think if no feedback, just
Yeah, no. Yeah, would you guys mind typing? Sorry.
Yeah, it's still.
Actually, yeah, can you mute your Google Meet?
It is already muted.
No, he would.
turn off the speaker and
Huh?
then sorry, drop the volume in your laptop.
Yeah, it's off.
Yeah, okay, now ask them to ask the question.
How would we hear it?
They will hear now.
How would we hear it?
He turned it on. I'll turn it off after the.
Oh, okay.
No.
How would we hear their question?
Once we finish your question, I will take a call.
Oh. Okay, go ahead, Tawheed Center. Bismillah.
Yeah, turn on the speaker, please.
Right.
Or can we get this presentation somewhere?
Where can we find the presentation?
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I can share it later. Yeah, I can share the presentation. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Is the presentation available for download or something like that?
I'll share it in the WhatsApp group.
I got it. I muted it. Yeah, I can. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was very.
All right,
That was
sure.
very educational.
Thank you.
Sorry for the.
All right, so,